Haunt Squad is on all of your favorite social media sites. You can find us at facebook.com/HauntSquad, twitter.com/HauntSquad, instagram.com/Haunt_squad, and search Haunt Squad on YouTube for podcast episodes and investigation videos. Stay spooky with Haunt Squad, Haunt Squad, Haunt Squad, Haunt Squad, Haunt Squad.
It rests on 13 acres of earth, over the very center of hell. To avoid fainting, keep repeating. It's only a movie. Only a movie. Only a movie.
In a world filled with supernatural phenomena, 3 explorers of the unknown answer the real questions concerning the field of paranormal investigation. Vinny Gomez, Natalie Jane, and Mike Wolfer guide you to the depths of paranormal studies, creepy movies, games, and comics, and more from the world of horror and geek culture. Turn out the lights, turn on your EMF detector, and prepare yourself for the Haunt Squad podcast.
What is it? What is it? What is that? What is that? What is it? Oh, no, not the bee! Not the bee! Ah! Oh, my eyes! My eyes! Ah!
Some of the worst acting ever.
Yes, sirree.
Wow. Just wow.
Oh, there's a reason for all of that.
Oh, okay.
Yes, there is.
Although I do like the Afternoon Delight song in the background.
there's
Do
a
you
reason.
know what that song's about?
There's a reason for that, too.
I've heard say, hi guys,
Hey,
I'm Vinny.
I'm Mike.
I'm Natalie.
We're Haunt Squad.
And this is the worst episode of Haunt Squad.
Ever.
Yeah, we were just discussing how bad this episode's going to be. So, guys, put your thoughts of anything having to do with greatness aside.
Yep. It's all by
You're
design.
going to blow your mind.
Exactly. So, how you guys doing?
I'm good.
Great.
Yeah.
Great.
I'm doing terrible.
Oh.
Well, you
It's
know.
opposite day. I'm great.
You know what? It kind of is opposite day. When I came up with the idea for this episode,
Right.
I didn't really explain myself too well. So I said, hey, let's talk about all the worst movies ever. But everybody has a different interpretation of that.
Mm-hmm.
And to me, the worst movies ever are actually some of the best movies ever. You know, if you guys have been listening to the show, you know that I watch a lot of what some people call crap. But I love it because it's so bad. And this is one of the things I want to discuss. What about you guys? When you think bad movies, do you just think bad as in it's terrible and I hate it?
Yes.
That's what I think your list is. Natalie's list is just...
I'm opposite there. I don't think bad like, oh, that's horrible. I don't watch bad movies, considered bad movies. I watch movies that are so bad that they're good to me.
That's kind of what I'm
That's what,
getting
yeah,
at.
you're
Yeah.
doing.
Yeah. Like you, Mike.
Yeah.
But mine are worse than that. Everybody else would turn around and say, this is really bad.
Yeah.
Did you ever see that movie called Roller Boogie?
Oh, boy.
Solar Babies?
Oh, boy.
Okay. That's the bad that I'm talking about.
Solar baby.
Okay? Just so you're aware, that's the bad I'm talking about. Now, I'm
Well,
not saying that those are my
sure.
favorite bad movies,
Sure.
but that's the type of bad I'm talking about.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
okay.
me too. So, yeah, this is going to be a terrible episode.
Worst episode ever.
Bad episode.
worst.
Oh, God. So,
You know, I was thinking about for me, what makes a bad movie. Like, it's this weird, hey, it's a snake eating its own tail. I can't figure out what... you know, there's bad as in it's terrible.
yeah.
And the filmmakers, they didn't care. They were just hacking it out.
Are we talking about Fast and the Furious 7?
I didn't see that.
Oh, okay, I'm just
No,
making.
I
I'm just
didn't.
wondering.
Oh.
Yeah. Everybody else who's seen it probably knows what I'm talking about.
Okay.
You didn't like it? Oh.
Go ahead, Mike. Sorry.
Did that have anything to do with Paul Walker dying? Was it just the end that had to be changed?
The whole movie was just. You know, you can sit there and put your beliefs aside, but man, this movie was just ridiculous. I mean, I'm talking like Transformers ridiculous.
Oh.
Like, you can understand Transformers, they're cars that transform. These people were doing things with cars.
I got you.
There's no possible way in reality or in fantasy that this could ever work.
So it was more sci-fi.
It was worse than sci-fi. Okay, it
Yeah.
was just like some guy. This is how they made the movies. They had Hot Wheels cars, and they said, "Oh God, okay, I'm gonna push my car, and then right in the sky,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
then it's gonna go down,
way.
boom, and then the guy's gonna jump on." No,
Yeah.
Wow.
no. I was a fan of Fast and the Furious. But when I saw this movie, both my wife and I said, "What the hell are we watching?"
They should have stopped at 6. Yeah. Okay.
Well, yeah, I say that a lot too. What the hell am I watching? And Natalie especially.
Oh boy.
What the hell are you watching? She's all the time.
And you're like, "No, this is great."
I kind of like the movies that turned out really bad, but they were trying so hard. Like Ed Wood, he thought he was making the next Citizen Kane with every movie he did. He was really trying, but the execution just wasn't there.
He tried too hard.
And then there's bad acting as well.
Yes.
Does that necessarily constitute a bad movie simply because the acting is bad? It goes back to, again, the comic book conversation. Well, if the writing is great and the art is bad, then I can't read it. Or if the writing is bad but the art is great, I can't. Well, a movie can have a great idea. And I've seen plenty of movies that are killer hooks. If you read the synopsis, it's like, whoa! And then you actually see it, and they didn't have any money. They didn't have real actors, and it's terrible simply because of that. But if you look beyond that at the premise, hey, that sounds good. And if someone with a couple of $1 million put that together, it might be a different movie. I don't know. Those are the movies that should be remade. The ones that turned out bad the first time.
Exactly.
Not the ones that were hits.
Yeah, don't get me started.
Oh, no. I like stuff. Okay. Here we go. Here's a typical example.
Yeah.
The Creeping Terror. Anybody? Natalie?
Carpet monster.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Creeping Terror, 1964, is a great movie. Okay, so it was a terrible movie. But knowing that they were really trying, that's what counts to me. And it's almost like the more mistakes there are in the movie, they become endearing. Like the big crawling carpet monster. Okay, the premise of the movie is this ship lands on the Earth, this spaceship from outer space, which actually looks like a V-2 rocket being filmed in reverse. So, it comes down for a landing, and it's got these two creatures that are probably 15 feet long. They're this shambling thing. It does look like a huge carpet that has a couple little arms in the front and a hole where the mouth would be. And as the thing moves, you can see the people's feet under it. And that you've got like 3 guys under the lower body section who are bent over, grabbing each other's hips, and they're trying to walk. And one guy standing upright in front so that he can operate the little hands that are wiggling around. Great movie. People fall down in front of it and kind of kick and then put their legs into the mouth so that the guys inside can pull them in. There's a great scene.
No, don't take me.
Yeah, and screaming the whole time. There's a great scene when the army shows up and they're firing at the monster. And then, for whatever reason, the directors decided to pull back so you could see the whole shot. You can see that the monster is only standing about 10 feet from the army guys.
Yeah.
And they're firing their weapons, but there's really nothing coming out of them. They're pretending to shoot, and they're probably throwing like dirt clods at the monster to make the little puffs of smoke.
They'll add all the firing and everything else in post.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No. Well, maybe the sound effects, yeah. But yeah, the monster advances on them, and they all just kind of fall down on the ground, and it tries to crawl over them, and it doesn't really work. And you see some of the actors going, should I get up and run, or should I just lay here?
Are they looking off screen?
Yes, they are. It's incredible. There's a horrifying scene where the monster charges into the local dance hall.
Is that what's the Hootenanny?
Oh, the Hootenanny. That was another scene.
Okay.
Yeah, some people having a hootenanny.
A hootenanny.
Yeah.
That's going to be Haunt Squad's official words.
There's
Hootenanny.
There's a
phrase.
terrifying scene with the grandpa and Bobby.
Oh my
Bobby, and the monster gets the grandpa, and he looks like a basketball on toothpicks. And he falls in the little creek, and he can't get up. And the poor actor was just like, I can't get up,
Hitting his life call.
Oh my God, great.
That wasn't even invented yet.
Well, one of the best things about it was there was no soundtrack. There were a lot of questions about exactly what happened to the soundtrack.
Mm-hmm.
Some people who were on set say that the director just shot the movie. It didn't take into consideration the quality of the sound, that the wind was blowing, you couldn't hear the actors, whatever. So they just dropped the whole soundtrack and had a local radio station guy narrate the whole thing. Then John said to Mary, "We should get out of here." To which Mary responded, "Oh boy, that's what I'm talking about." There you go. And I'm not even going to mention the baby temperature taking scene. I don't know where the hell that came from. All of a sudden, they cut to the inside of some woman's house, and she's saying, "Oh, poor baby," as she looks into a crib. "I'm going to take your temperature." And she whips out a thermometer, and you know where that thermometer is going.
Oh.
And then we wait a minute, and then she pulls it out and wipes it off with a tissue and holds it up to... I'm like, what am I watching? There you go. What am I watching?
That's what I ask myself every night.
Oh, yeah. The creeping terror. Yeah. You got anything to top that?
Well...
Aha! Stumped.
Oh no, I'm not stumped. I'm just afraid. I'm really afraid. I'm not going to top it. I'm going to tell you right now. I'm not going to top anything that you have. But I will say this: I have a.
This is not a competition.
Okay.
No, and there's no.
To me, it is.
There's no judgment.
No.
No.
Oh, okay.
There can't be judgment on bad things.
Okay.
You can't judge.
Well,
they've all been judged bad.
I'm scared. I'm over here.
Yeah, what's going on over there?
I'm really scared. Okay. I have a movie that I watched back in 1982, and I saw it on Channel 5, and it starred Christy McNichol and Christopher Atkins.
Oh, no.
And it was all about the Pirates of the Penzance.
Oh, no.
Or Pirates of Penzance, I should say.
Yeah.
But it was done in 80s style. And
yeah.
It was done very well. It was done so well that they had a fight scene between two boats, and they were firing at the other boat, and the other boat was firing at them. And you could clearly tell that the other boat was the same boat, and they were reversing it so that...
Wow.
But they knew that they were doing it, so they had different actors on the other boat. The other boat was painted the same way as the hero's boat.
Mm-hmm. Well, a cost-cutting measure.
Exactly.
But the music was very good.
Do you mean good isn't good or good isn't
Well,
bad?
good to me. It was very good. I don't think anybody here would like the music, but I liked it.
Mm-hmm.
Christy McNichol and Chris Atkins did their own singing.
So it was based on the musical?
The musical Pirates of Penzance.
Okay. Right.
But it was a movie.
Okay.
It had that going for it.
Yeah, it was a movie. It was filmed in Australia. Very, very picturesque area. One of the places it was filmed at a castle that they had to have special permission to film there because it was a historic site, and they actually got the permission to film.
And after the movie came out, they said, never again.
Never again. It's a very rare movie. It's hard to find on DVD. It is out there. It's hard to find the album on anything other than vinyl. I do have a cassette. I did find a cassette. And that's about, and I have to see this movie at least once a year.
Wow. Who's forcing you to see it?
Me.
Okay.
But then again, I have to force the rest of my family to watch it with it. Come on, guys, let's watch it.
Yeah.
And my kids will watch it because they think it's funny. My wife won't watch it because she thinks it's not funny.
Yeah.
And she yells at me.
Yeah, it's one I haven't seen.
Yeah.
What's the name of the movie?
Oh, I'm sorry.
The pirate movie,
The
right?
pirate movie.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I haven't seen it.
How about you, Natalie Jane? What do you got? What do you hate?
What do I hate?
Yeah.
Okay, I had a little bit of time to think. It's really hard for me to think of if it's bad, it's bad. If it's good, it's good. I don't really have one of those that are, oh, it's so bad, it's good. I don't really think in those terms. So I don't know. But the worst movies, these three, I was dragged to the theater to see. I did not want to. I had no interest in them, but I went anyway because sometimes I could be nice. So those three were Battlefield Earth, Waterworld, and AI, Artificial Intelligence.
Oh, no.
Now, I will say, Artificial Intelligence, I was interested in the story.
Yeah.
It just dragged. It dragged for me. And I just couldn't take it. But Battlefield Earth and Waterworld, those are just, I can't. They're just terrible
I couldn't
films.
see either. Actually, I haven't seen any of those.
Don't.
And I'm curious about Battlefield Earth and Waterworld.
Waterworld,
But I've just heard so much bad about it that I don't want to waste my time.
It's too long. Waterworld.
Yeah.
It was. I don't want to say good. I could watch it, but maybe one more time. AI. I wanted to stab Steven Spielberg in the head.
Wow.
Especially with the end. And they tried so hard to make everybody cry at the end.
It didn't work for me.
No, it didn't work. No, I watched it and I looked at it and I was like, why? I took the DVD out and I broke it. I said, never again. This is horrible.
Natalie was describing the plot to me.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, this sounds cool. This sounds
It
cool.
was
This sounds
cool,
cool.
right?
And then it gets to this, but wait. And then what happens?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
I'm
it
not
takes
gonna
this
ruin anything.
weird turn that doesn't make any sense.
Although I like the teddy bear. I thought
Yes.
the teddy bear was cool.
Yeah.
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 I'm going to keep passing on that.
Yeah, just do yourself a favor. Don't torture yourself.
How was John Travolta in Battlefield Earth, though? Was he...
Well, let me tell you, it wasn't Saturday Night Fever, I'll tell you that much.
Yeah.
But Superman Returns.
Oh.
I hated it.
I'm not a DC guy, so
Yeah.
I generally don't. I don't. I
got free passes to see it at Navy Pier, not the IMAX, Omnimax, whatever, that big, huge dome-like whatever. Got free tickets to see it the day before opening.
Yeah.
So I went, and plus I had to sit next to a screaming baby. So that just, made the experience so much better. Dipshit parents that can't take their kid out. So that was wonderful.
Ouch!
But yeah, Superman Returns, that was just an awful movie. Now
I did see that one.
The best
You
part of
did.
that movie, there were two really good parts of that movie, though. When he was trying to get the airplane from crashing, I thought that was fantastic.
Yeah.
And then when they shot him in the eye with the bullet, I was like, that's not bad. But then it's like,
I'm not sure what happened, though. I watched it. Something was wrong with that movie.
I wanted that movie
What
to be
was
really
wrong with
good.
it?
Yeah.
I really did.
It just bored me to death.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Roth did a nice job in imitating Christopher Reeve. But
Yeah.
Oh.
I wanted that movie to be more than what it was.
Yeah. So, two that I saw in the comfort of my own home. Garbage Pail Kids.
Whoa.
That's all I'm going to say. Then this is one that as we all know, we're into horror films. I'm into horror films. And there was this, I think it was at Hollywood Video, and it was, independent film. And I'm like, low budget. I'll give it a go. It was called Carnage, The Legend of Quilt Face. All I'm going to say is that there's times where you could see the person's mask actually popping out of the back of their clothing.
Oh.
And I'll let you just judge for yourself. But yeah, horrible movie. So,
I've never even heard of it.
Yeah, that one's a tough one.
Yeah.
saw it at the video store.
Okay.
When people used to go to video stores. And,
Boy, I used to see a lot of stuff from video stores.
God. But,
Those, they get you with the box art.
That's
Yeah.
right. Yep.
God, they look so good. They look so scary.
But I'm thinking there's two that people might say aren't that great that I thought, they were good because they were just absolutely ridiculous. Hobo with a Shotgun.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Maybe
yeah.
that might border on that. I don't know.
That I've heard of it. I haven't seen it necessarily.
Rutger Hauer. Oh my God.
Friend of my brother loves that movie. He
Okay.
thinks it's fantastic.
Okay.
And
I'm not sure if that's a bad movie, though, because it's almost created as a bad movie.
Exactly. It was
Okay,
supposed
yeah.
to be that way.
Yeah. Gothic and Lolita Psycho. It's a Japanese movie. It's absolutely ridiculous.
You've got that on DVD.
I do. We need to watch it. We're gonna watch watch that. Okay, and then all right, this is one. It really is bad, and I don't know if anyone could ever say that it's actually good, but it's my top bad movie. Well, no, nothing beats AI, and nothing beats Battlefield. Nothing beats
Oh,
Battlefield.
wow.
Hang on a second. No, I just... I thought, okay, maybe it's kind of artsy. Maybe it's different.
Uh-huh.
Anyone ever hear of the movie Rubber? It's about a tire. A tire that's alive, and it can blow things up.
Oh, I saw a trailer for that.
Please don't. Just don't waste your time. Oh my God.
Yeah?
It's weird. I mean, there's a weirdness to it, which I can kind of appreciate because I don't even know what you would call it. Is it kind of like surreal in a way? I don't know what it is. Maybe it's just a bad movie. I don't know.
Was it like an Attack of the Killer Tomatoes type situation?
Something
with
like that? Sure, you can compare it to that.
Yeah.
You know, that was a bad movie, too.
It was
Yeah.
made to be bad, though.
Yeah.
It was
I think-
that one
yeah.
was totally made to be
Yeah.
a bad movie.
Toxic Avenger, I think, too.
Toxic Avenger.
Actually, I'm not so sure about anything that comes out of Lloyd Kaufman's Trauma. You know,
Yeah.
I'm not so sure.
But it became such a hit.
Yeah.
You know, it didn't take itself seriously. I think that's what I guess Toxic Avenger was all Avenger was all about.
It was super gory.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think a lot of that pulled in a lot of people.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know about Trauma, the Sergeant Kabuki man, and all of that stuff. I don't know. I'm not sure.
I'm
Stay away.
done. I'm closing my book.
Well, you know what? I've got one.
Yeah.
Not a good movie,
Okay.
but it's a great movie.
Okay.
Kaltiki, the Immortal Monster.
I-
It's oh my
Oh
god,
boy.
it's a great movie.
I'm sorry. I always look like a deer in a headlight when you talked about movies.
1959.
Yeah.
It's Italian, originally Italian.
Okay.
Kaltiki, il mostro immortale. Yeah,
Oh, okay.
it's awesome. You know what's great about it? It takes place in Mexico.
Oh.
There's number one.
Yeah, that is a number one. That's all you need done.
They're in the
Best movie ever.
jungle, among the Mayan ruins, and they're archaeologists, you know, who are doing their archaeology thing, and
Yeah.
and you know they find this goo. It's Kaltiki. It's like a blob movie. That's great.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and you find this thing, and there's skeletons, and there's snakes, and there's jungles, and there's tents, and a persistent coyote or something howling throughout. Oh, which you know is just someone offset going. Oh, it's great. And then of course the chunk of the thing comes back to civilization. They take it back to Mexico City, and there's a comet that's going by that comes by only once every 850 years and has radiation that Kaltiki absorbs and grows into this giant thing. And then a bunch of toy tanks have to shoot flamethrowers at it. And it knocks some things over, and it's a cool movie, though. It's great, and I love the fact that it's dubbed. That's a plus. You know, there's some great lines in there, like, "I love you. You make me feel so low."
You're too stupid. Good night.
Yeah,
That's my favorite one.
You're too stupid. Good night.
Good night.
I get that all
But
the
see,
time.
I'm just wondering, did it translate properly?
probably not.
See, that's my
Probably
thing,
not.
Yeah.
But here's the thing, okay? Terrible movie, not that great. Well, it's not terrible. It's not that great.
It's terrible.
It's not. You know who cinematographer on that was? Mario Bava.
Mario Bava, yes.
Actually, he directed it. He's uncredited as the director, so that's why it looks so great. The stark black and whites are it's beautiful to look at. Might be not so great to actually sit through, but it's great to look at. Bava did Black Sabbath, Blood and Black Lace, Planet of the Vampires.
That was great.
You know, a lot of really cool stuff.
Yeah.
So, you know, it's got that in the plus column and
Yeah.
a whole bunch of other stuff
Wow.
in the negative column. But I can watch that movie over and over and over and over.
Yeah, he sure can.
What about you?
Me, I'm actually going to pull a Natalie Jane. I'm going to throw out a bunch of them.
Okay.
Okay. I have another movie that I watch yearly called Grease 2.
Wow.
Boy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, oh boy.
Yeah. Grease 2.
Yeah.
Motorcycles. That's the whole reason. I wanted to be when I was learning how to ride my motorcycle. I wanted to be the cool rider.
Oh.
Because that's what Michael
Don't we all?
Caulfield was trying to be. And I realized, wait, you can't do that on those real life motorcycles because they'll fall down, and then your insurance will have to be called when it needs to be fixed, and then you're gonna no.
Yeah.
So, but it is a favorite of mine just due to the fact that the 80s music.
Was there any hits that came out of that? I don't think there was.
No, none.
Yeah.
None. So we have that one. Then we have The Curse of the Pink Panther. Now, this one did not star Inspector Clouseau because he had died. But they had him in it in shadow.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then
I think it was mostly focused on the I forget what his character was.
He was a detective.
Yeah.
And he was brought in because he was a bumbling detective. Mm-hmm. And they were trying to launch him as the next Clouseau. Unfortunately, it did not work. Mm-hmm. But I found it so stupid that I enjoyed it.
Yeah. I remember I did see that.
Yeah.
And it felt really disjointed.
It was horrible.
I think that was another one of those where they tried to piece it together.
I did like Dr. Balls in that, though.
Dr. Balls.
Dr. Balls. I said balls.
I don't remember that.
And he gave him the it was a suitcase he made up for Inspector Clouseau, which would allow him to get away from his enemies. One of the things that was in there was a blow-up doll of a girl. The other thing was a dog, which is a blow-up doll again, and the dog actually pooped too. So when he would drag the dog, which was on wheels, it would then poop at the same time. Yeah. It just made me laugh. I don't know why.
Well,
it was just stupid. It made me laugh. Yeah. One of the movies I hate. This isn't a good movie, bad movie. This is a movie I hate. Mm-hmm. The movie was called City of Angels, starring Nicolas Cage.
Oh.
Okay.
Didn't see that.
Yeah.
Don't watch this movie. If somebody says to you, "Oh, I got a free DVD of City of Angels," run as far away as you possibly can.
You feel very strongly about this, so I'm going to trust you.
Wow.
I was going to say hate is a very
It
powerful
is.
word, but I
Dude.
think it applies.
We watched it, and I have no problems in spoiling the ending. Okay? I have none. Nicolas Cage is an angel, and he's there to watch over people. And he falls in love with this human woman, Meg Ryan, he falls in love with. Okay?
This is sounding strangely familiar now.
Yeah. And he goes through the whole movie protecting her and doing all sorts of nice things. And all of a sudden he says, I'm going to give up my angelhood and become human. And they have one night of love together. And then she decides to go out, ride her bicycle, and then takes her hands off the handlebars and closes her eyes, and then gets hit by a truck.
Brother.
Dies, and then Nicolas Cage is all by himself now. He's no longer an angel. He's by himself.
Oh, boy.
And it ends with him just sitting in a chair all by himself.
Vinny, I did see it.
I wanted
did.
to shoot myself in the head. I said, I had no reason to watch this movie. There was none whatsoever. I felt worse after watching that movie. It's like you walk into a movie theater wanting to feel good, and then you walk out feeling worse.
I don't mind feeling depressed when I walk out
No,
of a
that
movie,
was
but not
really
depressed that I spent the money. Wow. You know?
Yeah.
I pulled the DVD out. I still have the DVD cover. I don't have the DVD anymore, but
Did you smash it?
Did I smash it?
Vinny smash.
Wow. And Vinny smashed.
Wow.
It was I hate this movie.
POS.
Never will watch it again.
I was telling Natalie about another Nicolas Cage movie called Knowing.
Yep.
That, again, that
I
too
didn't
was
see that.
just...
I didn't
It's like,
really.
yeah, okay.
could have
I
been a
can-
good
I can
movie.
deal with this. And then you get to the end. Oh, yeah, and it's aliens.
What?
What?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
terrible.
Terrible.
I will say City of Angels, I saw it from about the middle to the end. And that's all I needed.
Uh-huh.
No.
She was a surgeon. She saved lives, and then she.
I
Just,
remember.
I'm gonna ride my
Wait, who
bicycle.
does that? And then, yeah.
Oh, boy.
Okay.
Yeah.
This episode is bad, isn't it?
It's a
terrible.
bad
It's
the worst.
episode. It's horrible.
Okay, I got one for you.
Yeah.
This is my favorite. My favorite worst movie.
Yeah.
My worst favorite movie?
My worst.
I don't know. Creature from the Haunted Sea. I love this movie.
I love it too, but I find it to be more of a comedy.
Well,
it's funny to me.
It is. It is.
Yeah.
There's a long story behind this.
Tell it, please.
It's not,
'cause it's awesome.
not really that long of a story. It's Roger Corman, right? 1961. It was written by Charles Griffith, and they did a lot of stuff together. Here's what happened. Corman got his people together. They went down to Puerto Rico to make 2 movies, Last Woman on Earth and The Battle of Blood Island. And they went down, they shot those movies, and they had some extra footage that they shot, right? And they weren't going to use. And they're like, it's pretty nice down here. We should spend another week or two and make another movie. So he gets up with Charles Griffith and says, hey, I need you to write me a screenplay in like 3 days. So they took a screenplay from an older movie. It was actually 2 older movies. Once it was called Naked Paradise, and once it was called Beast from Haunted Cave. So Griffith just took that screenplay and kind of rewrote it a little bit to accommodate the Puerto Rican
atmosphere.
And locations. So, boom, new movie. And it was supposed to be a comedy, and it was. But I think because it was so low budget, people just write it off. I had never heard of it. I didn't know what it was, and I got it on one of those multiple DVD collection things, because it's public domain. 50 great horror movies. I'm like, okay, I'll watch this. Oh my God, like one of my favorite movies of all time. It's so silly. The monster's so ridiculous. It's like a big giant Brillo pad with tennis balls for eyes, and it's got ping pong balls glued onto the tennis ball to make the pupils. It's incredible. And the acting is unbelievable.
Unbelievably bad.
You know what's good about it? You can look at those actors, and you can tell that they're just having a great time. They don't care. You look at Renzo Capetto through the whole thing, Anthony Carboni, and he's just like smiling his ass off. He doesn't care. And it's not even in character. He's just like, God, it's beautiful here.
So do you think they were having just a great time?
I think so.
And they were just having a good time doing it.
The chemistry between he and Betsy Jones Moreland, who plays Mary Bell Monahan, also known as Mary Monahan, also known as Mary Monahan Bell, also known as Monahan Mary Bell. They're like smooching through the whole thing, and it really looks like they're smooching. It really looks like they care for each other. Like they're just having such a freaking great time. Come here, give me a kiss. Give me a kiss. Give me another kiss. Who cares? We don't care. We're having a great time. Love it.
It's all right. Be calm, everybody. The boat's insured.
I mean, there's like
the greatest lines.
There's so many great lines in that movie. It's incredible. The music. But here's the funny thing about it. Fred Katz was the composer who wrote that.
Yeah.
They used that theme also in A Bucket of Blood and The Wasp Woman and Little Shop of Horrors. Corman would get up with him and say, hey, I need you to write a new theme for this movie.
Yeah, sure.
He'd just turn the same one in over again, and Corman would go, okay, sounds great. He sold him the same.
Didn't even care.
He sold him the same music like 7 times. Oh my God.
And you had the one character that only did animal sounds?
Pete Peterson Jr., son of Pete Peterson Sr. Yeah.
General Tostada?
General Tostada and Colonel Cabeza Grande. It's great stuff. Like if you look past the cheapness of it and you listen to what they're saying, like these 2 Cuban military guys. What's happening is Castro is and the communists have taken over Cuba. They're trying to smuggle out the Cuban treasury, and they get this group of I don't even know what they are, bad guys, I guess you would call them, our cast, who are actually the heroes. They try to get them to smuggle the gold out on their boat,
right? And
they're like, yeah, well, what we're going to do is we're going to kill off all these Cubans and keep the gold for ourselves. But they encounter the creature from the haunted sea, and he starts killing them all. Blah, 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 blah. Anyhow, long, convoluted story. It's really deep.
It sounds it.
But they're talking about what Castro is going to do. And it's subtitled because they're speaking in Spanish. And it says something like, with this gold, we will repair all which Castro intends to build.
Repair?
Yeah.
What he intends to build.
Yeah.
That makes no sense.
I know. I love it. I love it. There's one scene, too, where they had a long dialogue scene between like 3 or 4 of the characters. And Corman said, this is pretty boring. They're just standing here in the jungle, and they're talking for like 3 minutes. We need to spice this up. So he gives them a coconut and says, here, throw this around to each other while you're giving your soliloquies. So they just stand there in a circle, tossing a coconut back and forth
while saying their lines.
Behind my back, woo, and over here, woo. Not once does anybody drop the coconut. It's incredible. And then the very end of it, it's one shot, one total solid shot, right?
Yeah.
One guy throws the coconut to the guy about 20 feet away and hits him right in the forehead. And then he turns around and delivers his last line. And I'm like, damn, the coordination that had to go into that. I don't know if that was one shot and they're like, cut, print it, you know?
All right, now wait a second. During the time that they were throwing the coconuts around,
yeah,
were the lines that they said, were they making any sense?
Oh, yeah.
As to why they were just doing that? Was
no,
it like,
had nothing
just
to
hanging out?
Had nothing to do with the coconut.
It was more like, oh, we got to shoot this guy.
Yeah, what are we going to do?
Hey,
how are we going to get out of this jam? Blah, 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 blah.
Really?
Oh, my God.
We should do that on the show.
I love it.
Just toss around a coconut to each other. And
Sure.
I've got no coordination. I would drop it.
Okay.
But yeah, Creature from the Haunted Sea. That's my number one.
Wow.
There's like so many that I could list. I mean, I can't even start because I would start listing everything in my DVD collection.
What was that one movie we watched? I think there was like a meteor. It has something to do with like a planet getting close and someone's turning reptilian and
V?
No, it's. I don't think it's black and white, but someone is.
Track of the Moonbeam?
Yes. Oh
my
no.
God.
Got my favorite song in it.
Oh my God.
Hey, here's a little trivia. Okay, look, that movie was pretty bad, right? There was a scene in it where the characters go to a, I don't know, it's like some public thing where a band is playing.
Okay.
And there's a guy on stage singing, and they showed this movie on Mystery Science Theater 3000, and they totally chopped this guy to pieces about the way he looked and how he was singing and the warble in his voice and blah, blah, blah. But I'm like, damn, that song, California Lady, it's kind of catchy. Yeah. It's actually catchy. And if you were back in 1974, that would be a hit. You know, that would be on the radio with, Kenny Rogers. So anyhow, I got looking into it. And I'm like, what is this guy? Oh, his name's in the credit, Frank Larrabee. Frank Larrabee. Mm-hmm. I started looking around to see if he recorded anything. Couldn't find anything. Yeah. And then one day on eBay, I did a search for Frank Larrabee, and someone is selling a 45 record.
Of California Lady?
Of California Lady.
No way.
Not just California Lady, but it had 5 other songs on it. It was like a little mini EP, 3 songs on each side.
Yeah.
And it was just some like local pressing that he did, back when he was, a band dude.
Yeah.
Got to be ridiculously rare. I have never seen another one.
Did you get it?
I've got it.
Oh, you got it.
It's
awesome.
like the holy grail of Track of the Moonbeast. So I recorded it and put it up on YouTube. I don't know how many views. It's like 4,000 or 5,000 views. Constantly getting comments on it. I've got it. No one else has it. But you know what? It's a really crappy recording because I've got a turntable and a stereo, and I've got a computer where it needs to. I have no way to transfer it to digital. So I had to actually take my little digital audio recorder and hold it up in front of the speakers so that the quality is really crap. But the world is waiting for that. And I've got to get whatever little module or cord or whatever it is that I need in order to plug my turntable into my...
The world is waiting.
Into my computer.
Yes.
They're waiting. I have an obligation.
Get on that, Mike.
We're going to have to... Yeah, you're going to have to get on that.
Yeah.
Quickly.
So there you go. But you know what? I think this is only part 1 of the worst episode of the Haunt Squad podcast ever. We got to revisit this.
Oh,
because there's so much more to talk about.
I just looked it up on my little pad here, and I have more that I could throw out there.
Oh, me too.
Oh, boy, do I ever.
We're going to kill you guys.
Question everything.
All right, we have a question from Jeffrey in Los Lunas, New Mexico.
Yes!
I don't know. Sorry.
His question, can cats actually see the dead or spirits? And is this the reason the ancient Egyptians considered them the guardians of the underworld?
I'll answer that first part. No, cats can't see anything dead. They're just a bunch of jerks.
Cats are jerks.
Yeah, they are. They just make you do, hey, why are you doing that? And then they walk away.
Meow. But you know what? I think there's something to that, though.
Oh.
Tell us about it, Natalie.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I mean, we don't know. Can cats actually see the dead or spirits? We don't know. We
No.
don't know. You know, none of
Nobody
them ever
knows.
said, you know, a cat hasn't told me, oh, yeah, I see that stuff. So we don't know. But cats do have heightened senses, more so than humans. And actually, they take 4 out of 5 when it comes to senses from humans.
Oh.
Humans, we score on taste. We have around 9,000 taste buds, while cats have approximately 473. That's an
Oh.
approximate number.
Oh.
So we win when it comes to taste. However, sight. Cats see in a panoramic view, and they have spectacular night vision. And most recently, it was found out that they also see in UV light.
I knew it. We have discussed this before, and we couldn't really find anything. So you found something that
I
they
did.
do.
This is like from like early 2014.
Uh-huh.
So like I said, it's very recent. Whereas we knew that bees, birds, butterflies, they could see in UV light. It has to do with like pollination, certain colors of flowers. They just see certain things.
Yeah.
But yeah, and dogs. Cats and dogs can see in UV light. But scientists are not sure why. What is the purpose? They don't need it necessarily for anything. So
You know what?
there's studies going on about that.
I have a theory already.
Yeah.
What?
I'm just saying, when we go into houses and people have animals and we're doing an investigation and we use UV flashlight, you see the urine stains on the carpets and stuff. I wonder if that has something to do that they can see the markings of other
Sure.
animals.
No, it's just an intimate takeover of the earth.
Or that.
Too. Cats also went out on smell. Cats have 200 million odor-sensitive cells, while humans have 5 million. 200
million.
So I'm
Yes.
saying they're taking over the world.
Cats also win out on touch. They can feel just like we do, but they also have whiskers. They have whiskers on their face, back, and front legs, which work
true.
as antennas. So they can figure out, can I squeeze my head and body through this crack in the wall or can't I? So they have a little added extra there. But most awesomely, besides sight, because I think the sight is awesome, hearing. Cats' hearing is incredible. Their hearing goes up to ultrasonic, which is just spectacular. Ultrasonic. Cats can hear 100,000 hertz, while humans hear 20,000.
Oh my God.
So why are they always ignoring me when I call them?
Because they are processing so much data.
Yes.
They don't have time for us.
It's
No, they're just a
overwhelming.
bunch of jerks.
That's ridiculous.
That's insanity.
How does that... Do you have info about how that compares to dogs, the hearing?
Dogs can hear, I believe it's 35,000 to 40,000.
So we should have watch
Cats is
cats.
cats is way more than that.
100,000.
So cats should be guarding the house.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. And that brings me to this. Ancient Egyptians actually did not consider them guardians of the underworld. Celtics believe that.
Oh.
And depending what region you grew up in, it was either the other world or the underworld. But Egyptians, they highly revered cats, and they were considered to be sacred to the ancient Egyptians. When they died, they were mummified. And those that killed a cat, even if on accident, were put to death.
Wow.
But however, you do have what's popular is Bast or Bastet. You can call her both. She's the goddess of cats, and you see her with a
Yeah.
cat head.
Yep.
But she's not a guardian of the underworld. The guardian of the underworld in ancient Egyptian mythology, his name is Aker, spelled Aker. I hope I'm saying that right. He's the guardian of the underworld, and he's depicted as 2 rows with a lion facing one way and a lion facing another, and sometimes a cat. But that doesn't mean, what we thought it did.
That's a weird concept. But
Yeah.
I'm trying to...
I'm trying to put it together in my head right now.
And Mike, you had also said that you had thought you had heard that same thing about ancient Egyptian and cats guarding the underworld.
Actually, what it was, I don't remember where I heard this. Somewhere along the line, it was in school.
Yeah.
It was from a teacher. It wasn't just out on the playground. Somewhere I heard that the ancient Egyptians would bury live cats in the pyramids.
Oh, the poor things.
No.
Because, and Siamese cats in particular, because they're so loud. And when they would see people, they were like a siren. And if anybody came around anywhere they weren't supposed to be, the cats would start acting up. I looked. I tried to find it on the internet. I couldn't find anything on there.
Now, here's the thing, too. The information that I got, the ancient Egyptians used 2 different types of cats, and Siamese weren't even there at the time, apparently.
Maybe whoever told me that was a big fat liar.
Probably. But here's the thing, though. Here's the thing. It's believed that the royal family of Siam used Siamese cats as guards of the ancient temples. Maybe that has something to do with it.
Yeah.
Okay.
So the story just kind of got mixed up.
Maybe. Yeah. Because even like the story of where did Siamese cats come from? You get a lot of different stories, and I don't know. One really awesome book I would recommend. If you love cats, everything about them, it's called Cult of the Cat by Patricia Dale Green. I have it. I haven't read through it all, but it's just everything you can imagine about cats. It's freaking awesome.
Well, you know what? Getting back to the paranormal aspect, given all that data that you just spouted, I have seen personally my cats react to things that are not there.
It happens often.
And I've seen the whole room, not only the cats, but the dog as well. Everybody's looking up at one corner of the room, and I go, "What's going on, you guys?"
And there's no pee up there.
No.
There's no urine.
None that you could see.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, and a lot of people, when they tell their paranormal, one day I'll learn how to say paranormal. When they tell their paranormal stories, a lot of times they involve animals. Oh, yeah, well, my dog this and my cat that. So it's not just me or us.
Right.
A lot of people do see that kind of behavior in their animals. I don't know what that is. It's weird, though. It's really strange. Maybe we should start taking our cats with us on investigations.
We should. Most definitely.
Like, what are you guys doing over there?
Party.
It's right here behind us.
Great.
Did you look in the closet?
One little thing that I just
Scratching
thought
against the
of
wall.
was, I don't know if you heard about, there was a cat that could supposedly sense when people were dying. I think
Yeah.
I heard
Okay.
that. Yeah.
Well, it comes down to their sense of smell with cancer patients. When people have cancer, supposedly the smell of their body odor changes, and cats are able to sense that. And I'll say for myself, I've had ferrets with cancer, and when ferrets get cancer, they have a sweet smell to them that I can actually smell, and humans can smell it. So, things like that.
Yeah, who knows what they can.
So it wasn't really a psychic
sense.
cat. They could just smell the difference. Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe they're seeing things outside of our, visual spectrum. Maybe they're hearing things. I mean, their hearing is freaking ridiculous.
Yes.
We're talking about how we can't hear things live on investigations, and we listen to the recordings. Oh, that caught it. And maybe the cats are hearing it the whole time. Hey, he's talking to you. Hey, over here. They're asking
That's why
you.
they're ignoring us, because they're having all these, other conversations thrown at
I
them.
don't have time right now.
I'm listening and watching this other thing walking around in the room. You
Yeah,
don't
really?
see it? Okay.
Really?
You don't know.
I'm just going to lay here in the middle of the floor so you could trip over me. Oh, wait.
Yeah,
It's over there.
sometimes they're sitting there and they'll just spaz out.
Yep.
Yeah.
And their feet start going like Fred Flintstone and they take off. We're like, they're crazy. What a stupid animal. Maybe they're going, I'm trying to get out of the way of the flaming headless horse with the guy with the pumpkin head on his back. We don't know. We don't know what they can see. Oh, cats
No, I'm getting
have it rough.
scared.
Yeah. So be nice to your cats. They're not jerks, damn it.
Yeah.
Oh, they're still jerks.
They are still jerks.
Please.
Yep, so we're breaking down.
Well, hey, guys. Thanks for listening.
Yeah, we hope you hated it as much as we did.
This was the worst podcast
Absolutely.
ever.
Stay spooky.
Mary Bell Monahan, alias Mary Monahan Bell, alias Bell Mary Monahan, alias Monahan Mary Bell. They say she was a gun moll just because Lucky Luciano gave her a Rolls Royce every Christmas. And they can't really prove that she sneaked into the Hollywood Bowl with a Tommy gun and rubbed out the convention of police chiefs in 1956. Oh, I know that she got nailed cold when she was pushing heroin in a laundry room in Boys Town. But I'm willing to give anyone the benefit of the doubt. Especially when she's as crazy looking as Mary Bell.